Hey guys, what's up? Part 6 in this tutorial series. Since last time I fixed a couple of things, mostly the back. As you can see, it looks a lot better right now. The muscles are a bit more defined. Like this big one over here, the trapezius is a bit more defined, and also this one up here, or down here, the big one. The latissimus dorsi is a bit more defined, and other than that I just fixed some edge loops things, so I just made everything a little bit more organic and a little bit more fluid, so everything flows a little bit better. Otherwise I've not changed that much. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make the arm, this one. The reason why I've got a separate image is for it because, well, this one we only have the front and the back side. We don't have the actual side view, which is actually really important for making or anything. So hence I just googled and I found this one. Which is not entirely correct. This part over here isn't correct here because you only have 2 muscles here, not 3 as drawn here. But before we start, I kind of wanted to first do it in Photoshop, so you have a bit more understanding and a bit more planning of the topology. It just makes life a little bit easier. Actually, it's a really helpful tool to, if you're not sure on how to do it, you can actually just use the Photoshop and draw it. Okay, I want it to be like this. Would this actually work in that case? So we're not gonna do this part up here because we did that, which are it's just the triceps, deltoid, sorry, the characters that we have so far. This part up here, so we're not gonna do that. So what we're gonna focus on is just the arm itself. So the first one, the big muscle here is of course the biceps. This one up here. It's probably the most famous muscle there is. So it's nothing more than a simple plane that we're going to chop up into simple like this, and so next one you look here, this part here is actually a really big muscle, this part here, same one here, which starts here and goes all the way down to the thumb. It actually ends here. That's something to keep in mind. So it goes goes around the arm, wraps around the arm, which is really important to keep in mind when you start modeling the arm. In this case it starts here and you can see it and goes all the way down there. But it's also very important on how you model the hand, or how the hand is positioned. Right now you can see it's now in this shape, in this pose, but when your arm is actually twisted, so it's actually going outside, so you got the thumb here, finger there, beautiful hand. Then this muscle isn't going like this, but it's more straight like so. Keep in mind when you model how the hand is positioned. If it's like this, then the muscle here goes around the arm itself and ends up with the thumb. Otherwise it's just a straight line. So keep that in mind when you model it. And then this one starts here, same one still, and then goes all the way around the arm and goes in the front and ends up at the thumb. So it ends here ish. Keep in mind. You can actually use this muscle, this edge loop here, to create this part over there. Okay, then you can see here there's a couple more of them. So I kind of want to create a secondary loop around the biceps for a couple of reasons. A, to actually make this part a little bit easier, but also for making the biceps a bit more pronounced, so it actually look like biceps, and like they are part of a dude that's strong. So hence we're gonna add a secondary loop around it to make it a little bit more, or to put a bit more emphasis on the biceps. As you can see here, then you get a bunch more up here, down here, like so, and so, and so. You can just use one giant face for it and just chop it up into several different pieces. And then here, one more. It goes here and ends up in the middle of the hand, roughly middle of the hand, like so, which is here. So you can actually see it from the side view as well. So actually it also wraps around a little bit, ends up around here-ish. Then a couple more from the back that just go around there, and which you can see. Well, you can see very slightly, maybe here a little bit, but nothing more. Something like this maybe, and that's it. It's just several muscles here. You can just chop it up like this. So when you look at the back side, so this muscle that we just drawn is this part over here, so all the way around here, like so. Oh, like so. Beautiful. Same on the other side. So one here, big one here. Actually a couple more, but we're just gonna use this part up here to create this part here as well. And then you got muscle up here, which are pretty known as well. So, but the two muscles, so it goes something like this, like so, and then you get the bone, the elbow bone sticking out, like so. And this is just the elbow. Beautiful, something like this. And this muscle up here is also around here-ish, so it actually creates this pretty nice organic shape, like so. So here we got the biceps, and this one here is called the triceps, as you probably know. And the other ones, well, they're not really important to know by name, but these two you should know by name. So biceps, triceps. Actually really important to know that. So then we have the wrist, where the hand starts. So we're gonna make most of these, except for these small details. We're not gonna do them. Same here. Well, you can add some edge up here, but we'll just see how far we can come. And this is also part of the tricep, actually. Same here, triceps. Triceps. Of course, this one as well. Okay, so let's go back to Maya. And the first thing I kind of want to start on are the biceps. So I'm going to make a separate mesh. It will make our life a little bit easier. So I'm going to make a plane here. Something like this maybe. Stick it out forward. And I'm going to hide my character itself, because that would only be in the way. I'm going to grab it, I'm going to place it right here at the start of the line actually. Then I'm going to, vertex one, I'm going to shape it a little bit better. This should be up here, here-ish, and here-ish. Let's actually lower down the opacity, like so. And this muscle up here, or the other side of that muscle, we're going to drag it a little bit forward, something like this. A little bit, just a little bit. I'm going to add a couple of more edge loops. Or first one, just down the middle itself. I'm going to grab it, I'm going to shape it a little bit better. Same here, so we get this nice curvature in there. This one a little bit to that side. And then, of course, in the side view, make sure that you give it that bulge. Like so. I'm going to keep it like this for a second, because we can add one more edge loop in the middle, like this. So we can start defining a little bit better, so we actually get that nice curvature in there. Put this one down. This one as well, it backs a little bit more to the left. Same here. So for the shape for the other side as well, same thing. Also a little bit more to the left. There we go. Of course, side view. Shape it till you make it. Something like this. This one maybe a little bit toward to the right, so it actually starts here. And then you have a couple of biceps, or just one bicep in this case. Easy peasy. So like I said before, we kind of want to add a secondary edge loop around here, around the biceps. So I'm going to do just this. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to filter all the way up here. I'm going to extrude it like this, and then I'm going to shape it, of course, so this should be up there. So we actually follow this line here. Same here. Of course, left view. This one is a little bit forward. This one should be a little bit more towards the back. Oh, something like here. Same for this one. Well, around here as well. Again, same thing here. So extrude them outwards to the left, but just not that far. If you look close, you can actually see a line here. I kind of want to follow that line. So this one is fine, but this one a little bit more to the left. A little bit, and we're going to merge these two together. So target weld them like this. So not like this, like this. There you go. And you can actually start seeing the line now appearing of the biceps. So it just looks a little bit more better. So I'll do the same thing here. I'm going to extrude them a little bit to the right, a little bit, and keep it like that. And I'm gonna target weld this one to that one. This one should be a little bit not that visible, so I'm gonna grab it. Same for the top side over here. I'm gonna just do it like this, like so, and that's it. Because ideally you want to have this one overlapping the other one, so you get this nice bulge in there, but it's something for later. Okay, what you can do now is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna extrude this part of here, and I'm gonna close the entire upper arm. So I'm gonna go to my left view, And I'm gonna extrude. Actually, this one doesn't look that great. This muscle, this one here. Oh, I want these two. This one a little bit more to the left. And this one, wrong one. This one as well. So a little bit more like this, roughly in the middle of the muscle over there. Roughly. Actually, you can do this all the way if you want to. You might as well. Then this one as well. All the way up there. This one is fine as it is. So something like this. Then I'm gonna extrude this entire edge here. This edge here. I'm gonna use that one to create that muscle. I'm just gonna extrude outward so I know where it is. So then I'm gonna grab these two, or these four edges. I'm gonna extrude them like this. And the backside, I'm just gonna bridge them together and leave it for now. So these two, bridge, and this one, and this one. I'm just gonna bridge them together, and that's it. Maybe add one edge loop in between, because we can, for the shape, and done. Nothing more. We'll just leave it at that for now, so we can focus on this part over here. So I'm gonna shape them a little bit better though. It's really big right now. Something like this, and done. You can merge these two together, drag and weld them together like this, so this line becomes the muscle, which is fine. Of course, should be up there. Make sure that you shape everything. Each time when you extrude something, make sure that you shape it the way it should be. So front view this time again. So I'm going all the way to that side. Did I get the correct one? Nope. This one a little bit further out as well, like this. Like this, and like so. So we can actually start extruding out this muscle here. I'm going to do just that. So I'm going to grab the edge here. I'm going to grab it and extrude all the way down towards the thumb and end it there. So it ends here. Stuff like this, and then I'm going to turn it. Right now it's something like this, but I kind of want it to rotate something more like angle like this. So like something like 100 or 110 degrees. Or like 10 degrees, depends on on the angle that you're looking at. And I'm gonna leave it for now. I am not gonna add extra edge loop there, because that would just be confusing. For the moment, I actually a little bit more like there, and that's it. Because I don't want to make everything a bit too complicated for now. I don't want to add too many edge loops here, because I would just fuck it up. It's really easy to fuck the arm up, so we're not gonna do that. What I am gonna do though is I'm gonna grab this edge here, and I'm going to extrude it to the left to make this muscle. So something like this maybe, and something like here-ish. In the front view, of course, make sure that you pull it out as well. Same for this one. And perspective, these should be on the same line, roughly the same line. Like so. A little bit too high probably. A little bit further out, something like this. Easy. Okay. Then you can extrude this one, the one again. But first thing I want to do is do this one. But first, this is the part where you can really fuck up, right? So I'll just show you what can happen. It's very easy right now to do something like this, like extrude this one out. It's very easy to do this. So and then you can merge this one together, right? That is the most logical thing to do. This one should be around there-ish, and like there. But the problem is, then you can then you create a spiral, right? So this edge here, when you click it, it goes down here, but it goes all the way up here as well. So it will just keep on continuing. This one will keep continuing going down. This one will continue going up. So it's very easy to do it like that and do it wrong. Well, not necessarily wrong, but it will just make your life a little bit harder when you actually start doing stuff. So I'm going to add one more loop here, so we can still make this into an edge loop. And I'm just going to do this a little bit differently probably. I'm going to delete this face for now. Just delete it for the moment. And then of course what we can do is just place this one a little bit better, something like this. Then I'm going to do it all over again. I'm going to shoot this one again. Then I'm going to weld this one to that one. a little bit higher, and this one a little bit like this. So this is a little bit of a safer method, so you know that you won't fuck up, and that you won't create spirals that will keep on going forever and ever and ever, because they'll just be very difficult to model and to animate at some point. We can actually weld this one together, I think. Probably could. Yeah, that's fine. So be careful when you're modeling the arm, and that you don't create spirals, because they are really a bitch to end and to fix. They're really difficult to fix. Okay, looking good. Let's go to left view again. I'm going to extrude this one even further out. I'm going to grab it, extrude it right there. So it's fine actually. So I'm going to go to my perspective view, and I'm going to make sure that one. When you look at the front view, you should be able to see a little bit, especially at the bottom part. This one here, you should be able to see it. The other ones, the top side, the top vertex should be disappearing behind this vertex over there. Then you can actually start seeing the muscles form a little bit better, slowly but surely. So I'm going to grab this one as well, on this side, and I'm going to make sure that I match this face as well. So I'm going to go to my right view. So this face that I have selected right now, this one, make sure that they match up. So this one is just this one, and we've added 2 more faces here, so I need to make sure that I add 2 more faces on that side as well, otherwise you'll get in trouble again at some point, that you will create a spiral that will never end. So I'm going to extrude it once, and maybe rotate it so it actually matches the shape roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. Also go on a little bit more to that side. Then I'm going to add 1 more edge loop there, so that they all still match, so that there is an even number of faces on the character, and then I'm just going to bridge this together. Oh, bridge together, there we go. Much better. See, we can still, there's still an even number of faces, so we can still bridge everything together without creating a jungle of, well, everything. So be careful. I can do something like this maybe, a little bit more. So we can actually create like a cylinder shape of the wrist. Okay, now we can add a little bit more edge loops in there, so we can find everything a little bit better. I'm gonna drop one right here, so we can start shaping everything a little bit more precise. This one should be a little bit higher, for example. Same here. So we got this one here, but this should go right up there. I think, at least. A bit difficult to see. I think, yeah, it should go down there. This one should be a little bit bigger. And you just start tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. A bit more. Then we need even more edge loops. This one should actually be a lot bigger though. So 1 more. Then we can make this curve a little bit, define a little bit better. So this should all be on the inside of that one. This one maybe a little bit bigger. No, it should be something like this. This one a little bit wider. This one as well. That one is fine as it is. Then you can start seeing the shape appear a little bit better. Left view, make sure that everything is still correct. It looks okay. This one should be a little more like that, etc, etc, etc. We need 1 more edge loop here, so the actual shape will appear just fine. It sounds like okay. I might just grab this one a little bit more and twist it from the right view, so it looks a little bit more that it's going in. This one as well. So we got a bit more of a twist in there, which I kind of want to have anyway. So this one should be a lot thinner. So in there, get in there, and this should be, yep. Now we got this nice twist figure in there. So this one ends here, which looks a lot better than it just did. So let's add 1 edge loop right in the middle, so we can shape that one as well. Like that. So when you now look at the left view, we can actually start filling out the shape a little bit better. There we go. There we go. So it looks like an arm. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna flip it, because I want to work on the backside a little bit better. This part over here. So I'm gonna scale the minus the x and the z to -1. Make sure that fits roughly where it should be. Yeah, this one is a little bit fucked up because the shape, because the hand here is actually twisted. Makes it feels a little bit more difficult to model, but will live. So this one higher as well. Same here. And then you can see here you got this nice V shape in there, which we don't have at the moment. So we kind of want to do it as well. So I'm going to grab these two. I'm going to make them all the way up. So you get this shape in there, which we can also use again to define the muscles right there. Maybe a little bit lower though, but. And then I'm going to add 2 more edge loops, at least 2 more edge loops. So one here and one here. A for the volume, and B for the shape. So we can make it a little bit better. So we can grab this one, for example, and put a little bit to the left. This one as well, and then to make this one a little bit higher. Of course, you can add a secondary here as well. It's actually I'm going to do just that. I'm going to grab it so I can make this a little bit more like a square, like so. And up top, I'm going to spread them out a little better, so the shape comes a little bit softer. So this angle becomes a little bit softer. Something like this maybe. For now. Because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab these, for example, I'm just going to push them in. But that's later on. So for now I'm just going to keep it like this. Make sure that everything still looks like an actual arm, which it doesn't, so I'm going to pull this one out. Okay. Looks okay-ish. Got the front view again. So we're missing a part here, which we can use this part for, these 2 parts. So I'm going to do just that. So I'm going to hit extrude, and I'm going to try to make that shape that we just saw. Oh, that doesn't work, of course. So edit mesh, extrude to the left. Again, at first I just want to be very, very simple, and I don't care that much about angles. So I'm going to weld these together. So I'm going to weld this one to that one, like so, and this one as well. And then I can of course add more edge loop in there to actually fill up this hole that we just made. But first, just keep it simple. That's key. Keep it simple. Don't overdo it, because you'll just get lost at some point. It's very easy to get lost actually. Do it wider maybe as well. We need one more edge loop here and here, but we'll get to that. Just gonna tweak it a little bit better. Okay. So let's add 2 more. Oh, one on this side in the middle. Here as well. Then we can start welding these together as well. So target welds this one to that one, and this one to that one. There we go. This should be a little bit more like next elbow. Okay, then we have this bunch. Now I need to figure out what to do with them. Of course, we can just do dirty. We can be dirty. We can just do it like this, which will leave us a perfect quad, which is fine. But we need to figure out how this will work out in the end. I'm not quite sure yet how this will work out, but it might work out brilliant actually. By accident, but hey. Then we can weld these together or bridge these together. This one as well. Oh, this one and that one. Bridge. Connect. So we can weld these. Probably a little bit of luck in there as well, but it's fine, I don't mind. So let's shape this a little bit better actually. This will be our elbow point, so I'm going to drag it down. I'm going to try to follow the shapes of the muscles, like so. So this will be our elbow. The vertex that I got selected right now, this will be our elbow. I'm just going to pull it out so I know which one to use. But then we get to this point, which of course can be solved by just adding one more loop here. But it will get pretty messy around here pretty soon. But no, let's just try it. Let's just try it. So I'm going to grab this one here. I'm going to move it to the right. And with this edge loop, I'm going to try to mimic this shape right here in the middle. Once that's done, I'm going to add one here. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to make sure that these muscles, these edges, vertices, shape this muscle over here, or roughly at least. I think I have no idea which one I'm grabbing though, but it's a little bit annoying. This one, like so. I think it's this one. I think it. Okay. Then of course we could just fill this up. I'm gonna merge these two together, so I'm gonna toggle about this one to that one, this one to that one. There we go. Of course we need more edge loops here to actually create that indentation that we kinda wanna have, but let's see what happens if we add one here actually. I don't know. Oh, like this. Oh, that's actually, I don't mind that. It's actually really good. We need it anyway, so. Okay. Let's go to our material. And there we go. So the basic topology is right now in there. It's not perfect, but we need a couple more edge loops. But right now the basic topology is where we kind of want it to be. So we can actually start thinking about placing everything on the actual character itself. Can tweak a couple of things. It's a little bit more smooth. This part is nasty though. I don't know. Okay. So I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna turn it back to 1 and 1. I'm gonna move it to the actual reference, this one here, which is fine. You can see I'm still missing some shape in here though, but this one, I'm gonna grab it. There we go. This one should be a little more to the left. Can shape a little bit better, but not too much. There we go. I'm gonna assign the same shader that I have for the character. Then I'm just gonna delete the history. I'm gonna place it on my actual character itself. So what I'm gonna do is go into my outliner where you can find all the stuff in your scene. I'm gonna grab them, the eyes as well, might as well, right? And then hit Shift H. There it is. And then I'm gonna go for my arm. I'm gonna flip it -1 on the X. I'm gonna rotate it so it matches the twist of or the axis of the arm, and I'm gonna scale it all the way down. And you can see how pathetic it looks compared to the actual reference. Rotate further. Oh, just this angle. There you go. I'm gonna match this V shape with the one here we have here, so I'm gonna start it around here. And for the rest we're just gonna scale everything up with the vertices. This brings us to the next point, the pose in which you model your character. There are two poses. You have the T pose and you have the 45-degree angle pose. Right. I don't think there's a name for the last one, but oh well. They're both valid poses to model your character in, and both have their own benefits and downsides. They both have upsides and downsides. So the T pose is a bit easier to model because everything is straight, right? So you don't have to worry about anything, and it's also easier to rig. And in case you don't know what rigging is, that's the process of adding joints and muscles to your character, so you can start moving it around and animating it. So the T pose is just a bit easier to rig as well. The downside of T pose is that the shoulder muscles are contracted. There's tension on them, so the shape of them is a bit different than when they are relaxed, like they are right now, for example. So when it comes to that, the shape of the muscles, it's a bit better to do it in 45-degree angle because they are in a state of, well, relaxation. But it's a little bit more difficult to rig. That's the downside of it, because you have the angle right here. Also, when you model it like this, you assume that the muscles are chilled out, right? That also means that you have to make everything the same in that state. So every muscle has to be in the same state as the shoulders are, so they are relaxed. That also means that your fingers have to be relaxed as well, because you're modeling it that way. So it makes it a little bit more difficult when it comes to rigging. It's fine. Both are valid poses to model in, and it's just what you prefer. I prefer to do that like this, but I can also imagine that someone else doesn't like doing it like this. So whatever works for both, to be honest. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna scale everything up. I'm gonna blow it up. I'm just gonna grab the vertices, and I'm just gonna be rough about it. I'm just gonna grab them and where they should be, where I think they should be at least. So something like this maybe. Just make it really big. You don't care if it's neat or perfect or whatever. You just want to get them in there, so you have an idea on where everything should be. Like this one should be a little bit like that, for example. Lower, something like here probably. I'm just gonna be rough, and I'm just gonna guess which ones I should move and which ones I shouldn't move. So this one, maybe this one as well. I'm missing a bunch of them, as you can see, but we'll just go to the back side in a little bit, so we can be a bit more precise. This one, these bunch as well, make them bigger, so the biceps look really massive, which is fun. Higher and higher, and I try to match up with the my character so far. I just try to match them. Let's go to right view. Still looks really pathetic, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale it up a little bit on the Z-axis, just a little bit, so it looks a little bit more massive. Then again, I'm just going to, vertex mode, I'm going to scale everything up. This one should be a little more like this, for example. This one as well. And just estimate where they should be, just very roughly. This looks pretty okay actually from the side right now, so I'm gonna go to my, actually I'm gonna do this one a little bit bigger. I want it to be a little bit bigger. This one as well. Here. Okay. Yeah, back view. This looks really pathetic. So make them nice and big, so it looks cool. Because that's the aim, right? To make something cool. See what it looks like. This is starting to look pretty badass though. I still don't like the shape, but we'll fix it. Because we need more edge loops around here. So I'm gonna grab this one, actually, this bunch of them, I'm gonna pull them out. Something like this. Maybe a little bit too big, but I think the biceps are a little bit too big. I'm gonna shape them a little better. That one, I think. Yep, that one. There you go. Much better, much better, much better. Let's go to our wireframe a little bit so we can see what the hell is going on here. This looks pretty okay actually. I'm gonna line them up with this drawing. Same thing here, this one as well. This should be a little bit more like, wrong one. And roughly in the middle of it. There you go. Size still looks really pathetic. I'm gonna make a little bit more massive. Because why not? That's better. Okay. Now we can start adding a bunch more edge loops where we need them to be at least. Especially around here, for example. We need a lot more. I'll grab this one actually a little bit more on the inside, this one as well. I'm gonna make the triceps a little bit bigger, so it looks a little bit more massive. And of course we can still fix stuff where needed. There we go. Okay. Then you can just start adding edge loops where they should be. So one around here would be helpful. So we can shape this muscle a little bit better, give it a little bit more volume as well. So make it look bigger. Use this one to actually create that nice hard line in there. See, so it looks pretty okay right now. So this one as well, make it bigger. And then you can actually see it here. You get this nice line, nice tight line in there that we kind of want to see anyway. So bunch more. Oh, wrong one. This one. Much better. Still looks really weird up from the side. I don't know why. I think it's because of these. They just create a very weird angle. I think that's fucking up. This looks really awkward. No, a little bit better. Oh, we'll get to that anyway. Okay, do need to add a bunch across as well, so we can start giving the biceps a little bit more shape. So I'm gonna add 2, and then also this one will get a little bit more pronounced. It's perfect. So front view, make everything a little bit more round. Oh, wrong one. So annoying. You can actually start forming now. The triceps. They're starting to look good. Okay, we're gonna add one more here. Right there. So we can also create that divide that you have right there for the elbow. So I'm gonna grab this one, push it inside this side as well, so then you get this really nice bulge that you have right there. It's perfect. And we're gonna use these one again to give the muscle a little bit more volume, as usual. Also make sure that you shape everything up, so make sure that this line is straight, but make it look a bit more roundish, as it should. And this one here should be a lot bigger. I'm gonna make it a lot bigger. It's probably also why it looks a little bit off. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Not perfect, but it's fine. Need edge loops here as well, of course, but I'm gonna divide them a little bit better, so I'm gonna grab this one a little bit more to the right. And this one as well. Of course you can add more like here as well. Actually this works out pretty well. I'm lucky. Oh no, skill, of course, skill. we can shape the biceps a little bit better, get a little bit more volume, etc, etc, etc. But I'm not gonna do it all in this video because this will take a while, and I don't want to get you, and I don't want to bore you guys to death. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna just have some bit of fun of it, and I'm gonna try to get it actually look okay. Next time we will do the legs, probably. Yeah, we're gonna do the legs, which is also pretty damn difficult because there are even more muscles in the leg that help define the shape of it, so it will be a little bit more tricky as well. But it should be fun because it is a pretty fun thing to model. Once you get the basics, or once you understand the basics of how the leg actually works, it's also really not that difficult. But if you don't know how it works, then yeah, it will be a bit tricky. So I'm just gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on trucking, and I hope I'll see you guys again next time.